Hiya Ben, good session yesterday. As we said, now in the takeaway, what we're going to try to do is make sure the club goes back in what we call a one-piece movement or a one-piece takeaway. What you were doing in the previous swing on the left-hand side, as you take the club back, you can see now a lot of wrist action. Your right wrist now is sort of bending very, very much underneath. That left wrist now is what we call bowing. So the club face at the top of the back, so we're getting a very, very what we call closed position. As we said, what we look for is to get the left arm and the club face, they should be in line. We can see there now they're clearly not. So the club face is in a closed position, meaning when it comes down to the golf ball, it's going to be pointing somewhere to the left, not straight to your target. And because of this now, you're obviously then forced to compensate through the hitting area to try and hit the golf ball right. So from a normally fairly good setup, your backswing now hits the ball left, and then in the downswing at about 80 mile an hour, you're trying to hit the golf ball right, which obviously we said is not a recipe for successful shots. We look in now at this right hand swing, you can see the club going back a lot more as a one piece movement. They're much better takeaway. Your wrists, your arms and your shoulders are all going back together. The club now is in a better position. So from here now, what we're going to try and do is to hinge the wrist up. Now what we'll see in this case, it keeps going a little bit more behind you, so the club now does point what we call across the line. I would say you had a lot more movement there in the lower half. That left foot's lifting, which in the left hand side we can see hasn't done. So that's the reason why the club now points over here, not pointing to the target. But the plus side, the club face now and the left arm are certainly more in line. So at least the club face, although it's pointing in the wrong direction with the shaft, the club face now is square. So when you return back to the golf ball, at least as you unwind your body, the club face now hitting the golf ball is going to be pointing at the target. So from there now we can just rotate through. You can just about see the ball there, hopefully, as it goes through in the roundabout there. If we zoom in, you can just about see that. The ball now starting to target. And then as you complete your body through, right the way through onto your left side. So say if we can work on that wall drill, get the club going back a little bit more as a one-piece movement, and then the wrist hinging up, get those hands nice and high with that right shoulder. At least we keep the club face square, and when you swing the golf club down, then you're not going to be fighting left to try and hit the golf ball right. So hope that helps, Ben. Any questions, give me a shout, and I'll see you soon.